Well, hello and welcome back guys to another one of my Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. Season 6 videos, and today we're going to be talking the synopsis of the 2-hour finale for the season. Now the finale episodes are going to be titled The Sign, that's going to be episode 12 of the season, and New Life, which will be episode 13. The finale does have a surprise guest star. So this video is not just about the synopsis, not just about a synopsis breakdown, not just about mere predictions when it comes to that guest star, because the name of that guest star is kind of weird appearing on the synopsis. However though, if it is there, it does have an explanation. I mean, it does have many possible explanations at this moment, now that we don't know yet what's gonna go down on the finale of the season. So let's start with a guest starring list really. Now the guest starring list for the finale of the season does include Joel Stoffer as Enoch, Carolina Widra as none other than Izel, Brianna Venskis as Agent Piper, Coy Stewart as Guess Who. Now if you don't remember the name of the actor, that's pretty much Flint from the first half of the 5th season, the first 10 episodes. You know, that kid that helped him leave the future, that very kid that brought back the monoliths together and was planning to bring back the Earth together, him and Tess. But more though, on the guest starring list we've got Christopher James Baker, who portrays Malachi, Jan Odin, or Udin, I don't know really how to pronounce his last name, but that's pretty much the guy we saw a couple of episodes ago, and he portrayed Isaiah, you know, the guy Enoch was talking to, that other Chronicon, and finally Shainu Bala, who portrays Agent Trevor Khan. But okay though, now that we've mentioned Coy Stewart, let's talk about the possibilities why he would appear on the finale of the season. Now the story of the season is a self-contained story. That much was told to us by the producers prior to the airing of this season. It's going to have a cliffhanger which will lead into season 7, but that's going to be a different story. I think that the part of the Chronicon story that belongs into this contained arc, the single arc of the season, is pretty much the part that we've seen so far. You know, Chronica 2 being destroyed, the part with Enoch helping Fitz, the part with them taking Fitz and Simmons in order to save Chronica 2 or find out about time travel. Everything else beyond that, in my opinion, is pretty much build up towards that cliffhanger that we're gonna get at the end of the season and towards the events of the upcoming season. Now that means that we're going to see the Chronicons on the finale. That much is indicated by the guest starring list. That also means that they're going to go forward with their plan. I mean, Enoch on one hand with Isaiah trying to find a new home for the Chronicons, and on the other hand Malachi having already proceeded with finding out more about time travel from the memories of Fitz and Simmons. We're obviously going to see Malachi, we're going to see Balgad, we're going to see a lot of people, and based on the SDCC trailer, we're going to see them move around, we're going to see them try to prevent the destruction of Chronica 2, we're going to see them in fighting situations, and I think that's where Coy Stewart comes into play, where Flint comes into play. I think that Malachi and co are going to figure out a way to head to the future or to the past in general, like pretty much time travel. I think they're going to head to 2091, exactly 2091. They're going to either try to stop the agents from making it back, that way they avoid everything that came after that, including but not limited to the destruction of Chronica 2. Remember, there'd be no Sarge if Coulson didn't make it back. There would be no Sarge if Coulson didn't end up right in front of that rift trying to seal it. So a lot of things would actually change. So yeah, that's one out of the 2 possibilities I'm talking about, and that's where we'd see Flint. But there's also the other possibility, change the events, send Flint back in time with the team like he's the savior, like he's the one who would keep the Earth together, and he possibly could be the one to stop Graviton from shattering the Earth. Now that would also mean that we'd also end up seeing Graviton, we'd end up seeing Talbot. That's a little bit of a stretch considering he's not on the guest starring list, but anything going forward is possible. I mean, remember, big cameos are never mentioned straight out on Synopsis. Remember Mike Peterson on episode 12 of season 5, the 100th of the series. We never knew he was going to be there until we actually saw him step out of that plane. We had our theories, we had our expectations, but we never knew. We were never told straight out. So yeah, these are 2 ways I could expect Coy Stewart to play a role on the finale. Another thing about them traveling to the future or making it to the future, the Chronicons that is the possibility that they'd send a team further into the past. Like when they make it back, they never actually make it back to 2018. And that would probably be the thing that we have to deal with on the upcoming season. The only issue, the only problem with that is that the events of the upcoming season would totally lack continuity with the events of season 6. But yeah though, there are a lot of scenarios. The bit that we watched on the SDCC trailer, with Enoch, Fitz, and Simmons, this is going to be the most difficult thing you've ever had to do. That bit does indicate that there's going to be something huge upcoming, and that's going to be all about the cliffhanger of the season. So maybe the next season is going to be about a time chase. Malachi and Co are going to go to the future, kind of mess things up, then travel to the past, kind of mess things up there as well, and that will lead to all of it ending up being something like a chase through time. But we're going to find out more about that on the finale. We're going to find out more probably on the trailer for the finale that will be airing after the upcoming episode. But to move on to addressing the rest of the synopsis, it all comes down to this on the all-new 2-hour season finale of ABC's Marvel's Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. Friday, August 2. Now, it's going to be a lovely season finale. I mean, a 2-hour season finale is always a lovely season finale. The only problem with it being 2 hours is that we're not getting an episode the following week, and we're not going to be getting episodes all the way up until January if they decide to move it up in schedule to January of 2020, or all the way up until the spring of 2020. So we're talking May, just like this season. But with the filming of the season being almost complete, with them probably completing it within a few weeks, and with them probably completing the VFX work before January, I'm expecting a January air date. But yeah though, the header itself, it all comes down to this. That does not give us much. So heading into the body of this synopsis, with time running short, the team will have to go to hell and back to stop the end of everything. Who will survive? Find out on the blockbuster 2-hour season finale of Marvel's Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. airing Friday, August 2. Another thing about this body is it kind of hints at Pachakutiq. I do think that when they talk about the end of everything, that's pretty much quoting Coulson on a previous episode, when he told May, the creator is coming, Pachakutiq, the end of everything. Okay, so we do need to remember a couple of things here, think about them clearly. One, we do know that they're bringing Coulson back this way. It does seem pretty clear. I mean, Jeff Bell did state a couple of days ago during one of those side interviews during the events of Chronicon that in Sarge they found a way to bring back Coulson, and then it kind of felt like he felt it was a slip of tongue, so he decided to go to bring back Clark. So I'm thinking over here that we're getting Coulson because Clark Gregg is part of Season 7 and Clark Gregg won't be part of Season 7 as Pachakutiq, so I'm pretty sure they're going for Coulson. But before they go for Coulson on the finale, at the very end of the finale or close to that, they're gonna pretty much have to go through the Pachakutiq phase. That bit's been made pretty clear by the SDCC trailer. I mean, you do see him kinda going the way of Izel for a bit. That evil look on his face, that kind of intimate moment, well, multiple intimate moments between them, so you could tell that he will go all evil before he goes all good, and the good in him is gonna win in the end, that good being Coulson. But the big question mark on the synopsis is all about who will survive. Now this question makes you wonder if they're talking about a major death by the end of the season, a major death of one of the regular cast, or if they're basically talking about the death of Izel, the death of Sarge, or even the death of someone like Piper. Now we've got a lot of contestants over here. We got Marcus Benson, but his name unfortunately is not on the guest starring list. We've got Brianna Venskis, aka Piper. She possibly could die. I mean, they're killing secondary characters at the moment, so why not Piper? Even though I do like Piper, and she's not going to be as effective as someone else. Talking about the emotional impact of a death over here, we've got Mac, that's a possibility. I mean, everything that Yo-Yo did last season was partially motivated by her need not to see Mac die. That's what her future self told her, and she was trying to avoid that like the plague. So maybe Mac is gonna die. Yo-Yo is a possibility, and I know they're posting photos from the set on their Instagrams, on their Twitter accounts, and while I think that's pretty much good evidence that they're gonna be there on the upcoming season, it could be due to, one, they don't want to stop a habit that's going to tell us that these guys are not really on the upcoming season, or two, they're pretty much part of the upcoming season, but they die anyway. Like if the upcoming season is all about time travel, we might end up meeting these characters and more, characters that we haven't seen in a while. But yeah though, you can't kill Coulson. Coulson died 2 times before, once last season, so you can't really do that again. You cannot kill Fitz Simmons either of them, because, you've got enough separations, and you have already killed Fitz once at the end of last season. So once again, these two are no-go. Then you look at May and Daisy. These two are not going to die. These two are a staple of the show, just like Clark Gregg is. And finally, you've got Deke. Again, set photos or not, Deke is a possibility. But that having been said though, this is all I've got on the synopsis, this is all I've got on Flint, and on the possible deaths at the end of this season. So let me know in the comments down below what you thought of the synopsis, what you think is going to go down on the finale of Season 6, and make sure you let me know as well if you did like this video by dropping it a much appreciated like, subscribing to this channel, and while you're accomplishing these two, you could always enable notifications in order to get updates whenever I upload a new video, publish a new community post, or start a new live stream. Now until the next time that you tune in for another one of my videos, Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. or otherwise, thank you so much for tuning in to this synopsis breakdown, and have a great day.